Hey guys, welcome to the ninth episode of the Mayank Show. And today in this podcast, we are going to connect with a special guest all the way from Japan. His name is Kishikawa Katsumi. So Katsumi is an iOS and macOS developer for last more than 10 years. He started his iOS journey way back in 2008. And today he's going to talk with us about his experiences. But let me tell you, he's most famous for one of his open source library written in Swift, which is called Keychain Access, which makes kind of the keychain APIs easy to implement in the project. So today Katsumi is going to share a lot of his experiences with us. He will talk about what he has been doing, what are his future plans, what has been his experience developing all those open source libraries for which he's quite popular in the community. So guys, I hope this podcast is going to be highly valuable and this will end up giving you really good experiences from which you can really learn something. So without any further ado, let's roll the intro.
Hi, Katsumi. Welcome to the Mayank Show.
Yeah, hi.
Thanks
I'm
for
Katsumi.
being here, first of all. And see, I know that I got to know about you like in past 2 or 3 weeks when we introduced to WDC community meetups and all of those things. So that is when I realized about what you are doing in the community and your contributions for the community. But I think you have done a lot, but you always stay low key in the community. So today I want to ask you about how did you start off your career in tech, not just particularly about iOS, because I know you started off iOS in back in 2008, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I remember, because you told us this thing. So I want to know that from where you started your tech journey, was it the very first was iOS or you were doing something else before that? So can you please walk us through that journey?
I started the software engineer from the 22. I first writing the server-side software in Java,
Okay.
and um, so I worked company to providing server-side software for the bank or financial company.
Okay.
So I written the software for the financial system in Java, like some Strat framework, something
Mhm.
else.
Mm-hmm.
Then, um,
Is it 2008 or before 2008?
2000, yeah, before 2008, yeah,
Okay. 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 Sorry for the interruption.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Then, uh, after that, I changing the um company to the I'm written the C++ testing tool or developer
Mm-hmm.
tool.
Mm-hmm.
Then then the iPhone has just introduced.
Okay.
iPhone comes to the world. Um, I attracted the writing the software for the iPhone, and I was very interested to the uh, write the iPhone application. So
Okay.
after that, I'm become uh, iOS developer only well, write the iOS application for over
Okay.
30 years, I think.
Okay. So how did you start off learning with iOS? Like if we talk about other technologies, I don't know what we used to do at that point of time because there was no YouTube videos, there was no video courses at that point of time. So what was the source of motivation and what was the source of learning things firsthand and then implementing them in the code?
30 years ago, there is no website for the iOS application. No tutorial, no
Right.
YouTube. Yes. Um, I started the learning iOS application development by the book for the macOS programming,
Okay.
macOS programming guidebook.
Okay.
Some famous writers also they are writing the macOS application or
Okay.
iOS application. Like Big Nerd. Do you know Big Nerd branch? This is a famous developer uh, site for the macOS or Cocoa application. So I
Okay.
was started iOS application learning iOS application. The Big Nerd launch the Cocoa guidebook or
Mm-hmm.
some from some books the Cocoa macOS application.
Okay.
Um, iOS and the macOS application almost same. It's mm, of course a completely different NS view or UI view, but um, this is almost same NS URL connection programming
Right.
or mm, almost same, but
Okay.
macOS Cocoa Mac Classic AppKit is um, more difficult and complicated for the than iOS. So, mm, for example, for now, we would like if we would like to develop the Mac application, native Mac
Right.
application.
Right.
It's more difficult to search right uh, how to how to write the correct way
Okay.
because mm, it's really very difficult to search the correct way because the app kit is more complicated and historical
Mm-hmm.
remarks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And
back then
mm,
it was complicated, or would you still say that it is in the current situation also it is more of complicated if we compare it?
it has um um the one reason is why um why it is hard to search the correct way to the for the macOS application is um uh, currently there is
Mm-hmm.
few uh, most developer
Mm-hmm.
using the electron or some web technology to
Right.
developing Mac app. So yeah, there's few native Mac
Okay.
Cocoa application developers, I think.
Okay. Okay. And what was your first iOS developer job? I mean, which company was it? How was the pay at that point of time? How was the tech industry was growing at that point of time in terms of mobile app
Mm-hmm.
development in Japan? So, what is your take on that, and what are your views about it?
Mm, almost same situation for the in you mean the in Japan?
Yes.
How the
Yes,
in Japan you
I'm talking
mean
specifically about Japan. Like at that
mhm,
point of time when you started your job as a mobile development engineer, I mean mobile application
mhm,
development engineer. So if you talk
mhm,
about specifically 2008,
mhm,
so at that point of time, what was the scenario in Japan? Was the tech industry growing or was it already being grown and then it was getting a push because of mobile apps and whatnot? So what was the
mhm,
condition
mhm.
at that point of time?
Um, at the 2008, um, there is no, there's few company to the uh, to there's few company see the ex, expect the mobile application market are growing. So
Okay.
I was started the career of iOS application engineer as a hobby engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's no jobs for the
Right.
company
Right.
mobile, um, then some little by little, was I quite I earned the money for by
Mm-hmm.
the iOS developer application on from the person to person.
Okay.
So not company.
Okay.
Then about for 1 year. Then um from the 2009 or 2010,
Mm-hmm.
uh, little by little, the I can take a company job.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, few few company for the few startup or small company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
started for the building the iOS application for business, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So then from 2012,
Mm-hmm.
um, some companies, some uh, except the startup company, also some traditional companies,
Mm-hmm.
to uh, need need to develop the mobile application because around the two around the 2012,
Mm-hmm.
the mm, probably almost people have a smartphone, and probably the share of the web app web platform and the mobile platform
Mm-hmm.
is like near
Equally same kind
like,
of.
yeah, equal same, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Katsumi, how did you come up with the idea of giving your contribution in the community in the way of building your custom libraries or frameworks that you have built so far?
Mhm.
How did you come up with this idea? Was it like something that you did intentionally, like I will have to do some things in order to contribute in the community, but or was it coming from someone who is very passionate about coding and he wants to build something? So, what was the main reason behind that, and how did you think of it, and how did you make it possible?
Mm,
And can you talk about
um,
any of the specific library that you have built and you are proud of?
yeah.
Yeah.
um, m- um, most of uh, most of the software I developed or that I provided, but as OSS is the developer tool or the
Mhm.
small library for the iOS developer.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah. So um, that is I usually writing the code. Um,
Okay.
sometimes the sometimes I have a pain. Uh, the this SDK is difficult to use or
Okay.
hard to use or there is no information or there is no documentation, or in iOS, the the new feature is latest.
Mm-hmm.
The new feature, we can use the new feature for the latest iOS only. So,
Right.
uh, so, uh, this, so the most best case is something like that. The this situation. So
Mm-hmm.
I can I can write more simple or
Right.
easy
Like you did,
API or
you
interface.
broke it
So
down
I
in,
wrap.
sorry,
Mhm.
sorry. I mean, I
No,
want to say that you broke it down in simple terms, or you can say in a sorted manner. And the
mhm.
things that you built after that were more easy to consume if you compare it to the libraries that were existing at that point of time, which you thought are difficult in terms of understanding as well as implementing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, please correct me if I am wrong, because I think you just wanted to say that you broke it down into much simpler way so
Mhm.
that people
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
can easily implement them and can easily
Yes,
understand them, right?
yeah.
Okay. So, namely, what was that one particular library that you want to talk about, which you found
Mhm.
that it really helped people a lot?
So the my famous library is Keychain Access. The
Okay.
Keychain Access is the small wrapper library for the Keychain API, and the people use store the value to the keychain or retrieve the value from the keychain. Very easy way to like a key value store.
Okay.
Yeah, and keychain API is very difficult and complex API and how to
That's true.
use. Yeah, um, for the so if we would like to just the username and the password keychain,
Mhm.
there is a lot of setup and a lot of preparation for the
Is required,
using the keychain. Yeah, so
right?
I provided more simple and easy way for the for
Right.
using the
Right.
yeah.
Right. And is there any other library on which you are currently working, or you're thinking of working on?
Currently, I'm active development uh, Swift,
Mhm.
the online playground.
Okay.
Um, uh, that is not a library and not this is developer tool or
Right.
learning tool for the beginners or kids. The people write the uh, that is on web playground that will write uh, they write the code on the web browser and then write code something on the web browser,
Mm-hmm.
then um, execute the code and show the result on the web browser. So there is no download Xcode and no download toolchains.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Um, currently, it is now. Um, it is still the toy, but um, I wish I I'd like to my service to the
Mm-hmm.
more handful or something the people to use to running
Mm-hmm.
the suite first because preparing the Swift development environment a little bit hard to the
Right.
Mac only and Xcode is we need to the register the
Mm-hmm.
Apple ID for the developer program. Yeah, something like that.
Right. Okay. Okay. And are you currently working with any organization, or as far as I know, you are working with some organization? I really don't remember the name, but I saw that there were a limited number of people working with that organization. So is it your organization? If I'm not wrong, I just thought that it might be.
I currently work at the Yapri.
Oh,
Yapri is the company for the um Yapri is a company provide the provide the service for the um the
mm-hmm,
mobile application generator.
mm-hmm.
Um, the customers uses our service to generating a mobile application. So, like the some few few steps to the
Okay.
no Xcode and no no programming, and
Mm-hmm.
then the customers the upload the images or the connected the data and lay out the screens on the website too. Yeah, then the website generate the iOS project
Okay.
and Android project simultaneously. Um,
That sounds good.
yeah. So yeah, s- it's like app AppSheet. AppSheet is acquired by Google and
Okay.
sounds
Okay.
same the same web service for the a mobile application generator. I think. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what is the scene in Japan when we come to the tech industry? Like, what is the major share of OS that is the population of Japan is using? Like, if we talk about India, more than
Mm,
80% of the people are using Android devices, not iOS.
mhm.
So, what is the situation in Japan and how is it impacting the mobile app development in terms of iOS only?
Um, I'm not sure um what exactly share is, but I heard the in Japan the share of the iOS is near the 50% or
Okay, that's nice.
60%. Yeah. IO Japan is a few rare country for the rare country. The iOS share is more bigger than Android.
Okay.
Yeah. So so most companies or independent developers
Mhm.
um, the release the mobile application for the iOS first.
Mhm.
Mm, almost cases because
Okay.
the iOS users much than Android users, so easy to get the feedback. So
Right.
so
That's really nice.
yeah, I'm Fortunately, I, on, I only the writing the iOS application, not other things. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, uh, I mean, I can say that Japan is having a 50-50% of ratio if you
Yeah.
talk about having the Android devices versus the iOS devices, which is great, I believe, because the country which has a major share of one of the OSs, the primary is the approach for building that application first. Like in India, we first build an Android application, and the
Mm-hmm.
iOS application is like a secondary thing for us because obviously the major share of population is using the Android devices. So that is what makes a difference in also the contribution of iOS developers is way less when comes to uh, when it's come to the comparison between the Android developers as well as the iOS developers. So is for the pay scales when it comes to that in India. So nice. And I also see, sir, that in United States, we see a lot of people from Japan, from India, from China, and from many other countries going there and settling up there. So which is basically called brain drain in India, or brain drain or brain drain, which is basically you are more of interested in going to some other country just because you know that the country is giving you more opportunity than your home country.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the situation of this thing in Japan? Because I can see that there is a lot of people who are also moving to US and are already into US. Same goes to India and same goes to China. So, what do you see is the reason behind that in Japan?
Mm. Um. Currently, mm, uh, Japanese market is um still big. So most people and most company is okay for the providing service or product for the most of Japanese people. Um,
Hmm.
but in the future, we also need to see the other countries or yeah, of course US and something else. Probably after 10 years, 5, 10 years, I think.
I mean, I really didn't get the last thing that you said about
Mm-hmm.
in the next 10 years approach. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, is it a reverse? That you want other countries' people to come to Japan and work here, or is it like you will also consider thinking about moving to US or maybe Canada and settling up there?
Mm, hmm. I'm not sure, but yeah, next 10 years we will the I, I think mm, um Japanese Japanese market more more shrink,
Hmm.
so we we need to see a job to the other country or something else, or not relocation. I can't
Right.
remote. Yeah.
I mean, there are so many other ways as well. Like you can have a job in any other country and sitting in your home country, you can do that. So I can understand that. So basically, the tech industry is not in that growing phase if we talk about Japan. That is what you are trying to say here, right? Or maybe the opportunities are
Sorry,
not.
can you say again?
Yes, I can hear you.
Opportunities.
Yeah, I'm talking about the opportunities, like
Mm-hmm.
opportunities as well as the growth of tech industry in Japan, if we talk about that. So what I can understand from what you said is that
Mm-hmm.
it is not in that growing phase for now, right?
Mm,
That's why,
no,
okay, please
no.
go ahead.
Mm? No, it is not growing phase, I think.
Okay, it's not in growing phase. Okay, okay. What do you think is the reason behind that? And do you think is there any solution to it?
In Japan, these 10 years, the software market is yeah, much more growing,
Mm-hmm.
the significant country, but uh, the the 10 years um, in uh, Japan doesn't handle the um, Japan doesn't good handling for the software development.
Okay.
So after 10 years, um, I'm not sure the in Japan the software development is more. Yeah, so currently we are facing the a lot of traditional companies or the uh, legacy
Mm-hmm.
softwares
Mm-hmm.
in the traditional company. So they can't currently they can translate the uh, good good um, good handling software. So um, it is also a chance to the changing the software
Mm-hmm.
software country. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm afraid of that.
Okay. Okay.
It's it doesn't work, I think.
It also
Yeah.
goes to the people if they are adapting it or not. Like if you are building something new and if people are almost hesitant to accept it in their real life, suppose I build a solution using an app, and if the people are not happy with the solution and they say that the thing which are going on without that application are okay without that application again, then there is no sense of making a new application then. So until and unless the population accept the technology so well, uh, until then, I don't think that things can be much more grown in terms of technology,
Mm-hmm.
right? If we talk about IoT, right?
IoT. Mm-hmm.
If we talk about IoT, so
Mm-hmm.
I still see that in India, if we talk about only, like I can only talk about India because I know about India only. So
Mm-hmm.
if we talk about IoT in India, there are
Mm-hmm.
things that are available, okay, but are not that much affordable. Also,
Mm-hmm.
the people or the population is not that aware or not that acceptable to that new change, right? Like we can have ceiling fans and we
Mm-hmm.
can just turn on the ceiling fans using our mobile application, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is not normal here so far because people are not going for those IoT based ceiling fans. They are still buying that traditional one which we use, like we have the switches for that and we use it that way. If we talk about door locks, we can use the door locks. Like I saw one of your tweet in which you were showing you unlocked the door using the application, right? That was
Yeah.
IoT based.
Yeah.
So this thing is still so new that people are not accepting it. These things are available in the market, but people are not accepting it. So do you think that it is also the people who make that change or who contribute that to that change if we talk about the growth of technology?
Hmm. Yeah, I think yes. On the um, uh, I have many developer friends. So I see the using the the product. The some people, yeah, some of my friends
Okay.
using mo most of the mo friends of mine use the smart locks also,
Okay.
and I don't use the uh, uh, IoT Lite, like,
Mm-hmm.
but most friends of people, friends of mine, using the smart, few smart light and mm, yeah. So uh, a lot of products, IoT product coming to Japan from abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then mm, country little by little they accept it little by little. So
Right.
mm,
I mean, obviously it takes time, but if it is
yeah.
taking more than 10 years to accept something which has been introduced today, then there is something wrong with the acceptance of technology among the population.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, what are your future goals with iOS development? What do you think about that?
iOS and Android. So the mobile platform is still
Mm-hmm.
increase or
Mm-hmm.
still growing. So um and the new features or improvement or coming to our hands every year. So um, we so I would like to catch up new technologies and uh, continue to write uh, the good code for the people, for the developers. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Is there any
Right.
plan to switch on to some other technology as well?
Mm, probably yes, because mm, I I will still writing the iOS application or tools for the iOS, but um the mobile mm, platform is currently bigger, so we we need to touch
Mhm.
other technology, something like web technologies or the uh, mm, mm, and the mobile platform is more currently more become a more complicated. So
Right.
um, we need to mm, know the web technologies or the technologies other than Apple technology like Flutter or the machine learning uh, or uh, yeah we yeah every time we need to know the or learn new
Mm-hmm.
technology so to be to to be software developers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
And what do you think about other technologies like augmented reality is there, right?
Oh.
Has been there. So, what do you think is the transition like? Like, if we talk about 2005 till this year, there has been
Mm-hmm.
so many things that came and gone. Like, normal mobiles came in, which used to have buttons. then they are gone now in this scenario. Then came up the digital screen mobiles, which we are currently using, right? Then came up the applications that we are building now. So what do you think is the next? Like applications will be replaced by which next thing? What do you think about that? Like this is something which is very imaginative, but
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know your take on this. Like what could be that next big thing which will replace the mobile app technology?
Mm. Um, I think something like wearable things. Currently, we most people use it smartphone, but um, uh, next comes the glass or the something like wearable computer that their hand
Okay.
or yeah head. Yeah. Uh, personally, I'd like to have a smart helmet for the riding a bicycle. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, or the hmm, yeah wearable or
Hmm.
so uh, we have a lot of the smart device, the wear or the have a lot of smart devices everywhere. I think
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is how
not
you
only
think.
smartphone.
So this is how you think that things can be replaced through all those smart devices that will become more mature in the coming future,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, maybe automation or mm,
But it sounds like it will completely replace the mobile itself. Like I was talking about the mobile applications, and the answer that you have given sounds like it will replace the mobile phones itself. Like people would not be needing the mobile phones, but other smart devices which could be there, like smart helmet or maybe something that you wear here in the arm or anything like that, right?
yeah, long future, uh, long after future.
Like next
Probably
20 years.
yes.
It sounds like
Yeah,
something which can come up in next 20 years, right?
yeah, probably yeah. I think so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And sir, why don't you make content on the social media platforms? Like I see you are active on Twitter. I see a lot of tweets by you on Twitter, but you are not there on YouTube. You're not there on any other platform that active.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you do so? I mean, why are you not there? We really need you.
um. Uh. I. Mm, uh, I'm not. I'm not good at the speaking, and I'm not good at the. Uh, and I. I'm not good at the creating e- editing movies or yeah, it's very difficult to edit movies or it's very difficult to edit the voices.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, um, it
Okay.
just much fit the Twitter and blogs, GitHub. Yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
um,
If you can come to YouTube, don't worry about the video editing. You can outsource that work to my team. They would do it for you. So, and yeah, and one more thing that you said that I'm not good with explaining things, right? So it could be the language problem, but there are two, three channels now on YouTube who are not using the language at all. They are just recording the session, putting a song on it, and moving it on the YouTube. So people are liking that as well. So it's not about just explaining things. You can just record out whatever you are developing, record your screen, and you can directly publish it on YouTube. So that's how things can be easy for you if you are really interested in that. And it's kind of request also as a person who belongs to iOS community and who wants some more people who are more knowledgeable than us and can contribute it in that way. All right, sir. So, sir, any last bit about the people who are moving into the technical world or who are moving into iOS and learning it? Because I get DMs like through my YouTube channel, people come to my Instagram and DM me about bhaiya means bro. I'm learning iOS development and I've been learning Swift for last 2 3 months. What should I learn next? And I've been learning Swift UI for last 2 3 months. What should I learn next? And what should I do next? So do you have some advice for these bunch of kids or young people who are moving into technology and who want to know more? What should they do?
Hmm. Um, Currently, a lot of the material to learn programming, mobile application programming. So, mm, mm, so writing code, writing code every day and see the tutorial website or YouTube or something, books or something else. Then, hmm, then it's it's not difficult to learning programming. Yeah, it's very easy and the fun. The fun
Right.
to learning. Yeah, so enjoy the learning enjoy learning software, enjoy learning the programming.
Okay. Okay. Any
Yeah,
any
it is very fun to writing software. Yeah.
mhm. Any last message that you want to give to our audience, sir?
Mm, so you if you are interested the development mobile application, so um ask me anything for the if you are if you have uh, some questions about iOS or programming. Yeah, I'm very happy to share my experiences and knowledges.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll also link down all these social media handles, sir's social media handles down below in the description box so that if anyone wants to contact sir and ask anything related to career in development or something, they can easily contact you. And sir
Yeah.
is I think sir is more of active on Twitter, so it is better to come on Twitter and directly message him, and you will most likely get your answer. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, at last, I would like to thank you being here on the Mayank Show. It was an honor to have you on the show. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences right here with me. First thing. And
Yeah. My pleasure, and thank you too for the taking time and give the very good opportunity to the such podcast.
it's completely my
Yeah,
honor.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you on another podcast, sir. Maybe we'll be doing some more podcasts in the near future. So till then, bye bye, sir.
Yeah.